Have you ever wondered if there's a place of true safety? A shelter you can count on no matter what storms come your way? Imagine having a source of strength that carries you through every uncertainty, whether it's fear, danger, sickness, or the unknown. For centuries, people have turned to a particular ancient text for comfort and hope in troubled times. That text is Psalm 91, a timeless passage filled with vivid promises of divine protection and assurance. Today, we're diving deep into Psalm 91 to uncover 8 powerful lessons about safety, security, and the promise of shelter, even when life feels overwhelming. Psalm 91 is often called the soldier's psalm, or the psalm of protection. It's been recited by families during wars, carried by travelers on long journeys, and whispered in hospital rooms when hope seemed out of reach. Its words have echoed across generations as a source of reassurance that we are not alone and that there is a higher power watching over us. But what exactly does Psalm 91 say? And why do its promises still resonate today? Let's start by hearing the opening words that have brought comfort to millions. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Right from the start, Psalm 91 introduces a powerful image, a secret place, a hidden shelter that offers protection and rest. The idea of a secret place isn't just about a physical location. It's a metaphor for a spiritual refuge, a space where we can find peace and strength beyond what we see around us. This opening line sets the stage for all the lessons that follow, reminding us that protection begins not with things we can build or buy, but with a relationship, a closeness to the divine. The first lesson we learn from Psalm 91 is about trust. The psalmist declares, "I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him I will trust." Notice the confidence in these words. A refuge is a place to run when you're in trouble, and a fortress is a stronghold that keeps danger at bay. The lesson here is clear. True safety starts with trust. Trust isn't always easy, especially in uncertain times. But the psalm suggests that when we shift our focus from our fears to faith, we discover a deeper sense of calm and security. Think of the times in your life when you found unexpected strength simply by letting go and trusting that things would work out. That's the kind of trust Psalm 91 describes, a trust that brings peace even when circumstances say otherwise. Lesson 2 is about deliverance from danger. Psalm 91 promises, "Surely He will deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the deadly pestilence." Snare of the fowler was a trap set for unsuspecting birds, a symbol for hidden dangers and sudden troubles. Pestilence refers to deadly diseases or plagues, something that feels all too familiar in today's world. The psalmist assures us that divine protection isn't just for obvious threats, but also for the dangers we can't see coming. This is a reminder that we are cared for in ways we might never realize, protected from harm that we may not even know is there. The third lesson comes in the image of sheltering wings. The psalm continues, "He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge." This gentle, nurturing image is one of the most beloved in all of Scripture. Picture a mother bird gathering her chicks under her wings during a storm safe, warm, and hidden from danger. The lesson here is that protection isn't always about strength or power. Sometimes it's about care and comfort. In moments of fear or anxiety, we can find reassurance knowing that there is a safe place for us, a place where we are shielded from harm, much like a child comforted in the arms of a loving parent. Lesson 4 is about the power of faith over fear. Psalm 91 boldly proclaims, "You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day." Nighttime has always been a symbol for fear and uncertainty, while arrows represent sudden attacks or unexpected threats during the day. The psalmist is not saying danger doesn't exist, but that faith can give us courage to face whatever comes, day or night. This doesn't mean ignoring real problems, but it does mean that fear doesn't have to control us. Instead, we are invited to live with a sense of peace, knowing that we are not alone in our struggles. The next lesson is about resilience in the midst of widespread trouble. The psalm continues, "1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you." These words paint a dramatic picture of chaos all around, yet a promise of personal protection remains. Life sometimes feels overwhelming, with challenges coming from every direction. Yet, Psalm 91 encourages us to stand firm, even when it seems like everything is falling apart. It's a lesson in resilience, not by pretending problems don't exist, but by holding on to hope and believing that we can come through the toughest times. Moving deeper, the psalm speaks about the safety that comes from seeing things clearly. "Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked." This line suggests that part of divine protection is perspective, the ability to witness what happens around us without being overtaken by it. Sometimes, the greatest safety is not being removed from trouble, but being able to observe it with a calm heart, knowing that we are protected from being swept away by fear or despair. These lessons from Psalm 91 are not just ancient words. They are practical principles that have guided people through real-life crises. Whether facing illness, danger, or simply the stress of everyday life, the promises found in this passage have helped people find courage, peace, and a sense of security that goes beyond circumstances. By exploring these powerful images and promises, we can discover what it means to experience divine protection and safety, no matter what we face. Lesson 3 from Psalm 91 centers on the idea of trust. Trust is a word we hear often, but in the context of this psalm, it takes on a deeper meaning. It's not just about believing that things will work out. It's about placing your full confidence in something greater than yourself. The psalm says, "I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust." Think about what a fortress represents: strength, security, and unshakable protection. In everyday life, we often build our own kinds of fortresses, savings accounts, insurance policies, or support networks. But Psalm 91 encourages us to see God as our ultimate fortress, the one who stands when all else seems uncertain. This level of trust brings a sense of calm, even when the world feels chaotic. Lesson 4 highlights the active promise of deliverance. The psalm vividly describes protection from visible and invisible dangers. "Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence." The fowler's snare refers to hidden traps, dangers that can catch us by surprise. The mention of deadly pestilence brings to mind times of illness or widespread fear, something many of us can relate to in light of recent global events. These verses remind us that protection isn't just about physical safety. It's also about being shielded from unforeseen threats, worries, and anxieties. People have drawn comfort from these promises during outbreaks, wars, and personal crises, finding hope that they are not alone in whatever they face. The next lesson is about the imagery of shelter and cover. Psalm 91 uses the powerful picture of being covered with feathers and finding refuge under wings. "He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge." This language brings to mind the care of a mother bird sheltering her young, offering warmth, security, and a safe place to rest. In life, we all need a sense of shelter, not just from physical danger, but from emotional storms, losses, and overwhelming stress. This passage assures us that such shelter is available, offering a space to catch our breath and regain strength. It's a reminder that protection can be gentle and nurturing, not just strong and impenetrable. Lesson 6 focuses on the assurance that we don't have to live in constant fear. The psalm says, "You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday." These lines cover every part of the day and every kind of threat, things that happen when we're awake and when we're asleep, dangers that are seen and those that are hidden. The promise here is that we can move through life with confidence, not paralyzed by fear of what might happen next. In practical terms, this means living each day fully, making decisions without being held back by anxiety. It's about finding the courage to step outside your comfort zone because you know you're not alone. An important lesson from Psalm 91 is the idea that protection doesn't always mean the absence of challenges. Sometimes, the promise is that we will be brought through difficulties, not that we will be spared from them entirely. The psalm speaks of people falling on every side, but assures it will not come near you. This isn't a guarantee that life will always be easy or that we'll never face hardship. Instead, it's a reminder that protection can mean resilience, the strength to endure, to recover, and to come out stronger on the other side. Many have found that their most profound growth happens not when everything is safe and predictable, but when they face and overcome adversity with a sense of hope and faith. Psalm 91 also introduces the idea of angelic assistance. The text says, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone." This ancient promise has fascinated people for generations, sparking both wonder and comfort. The idea of unseen help, whether you interpret it literally or symbolically, reminds us that help can come from unexpected places. In everyday life, many people can recall moments when they felt helped, protected, or guided in ways they couldn't explain. Whether it's a timely word from a friend, a sudden burst of insight, or an unexplained sense of safety, these experiences echo the sense of being watched over. The psalm continues with a message about authority and victory over danger. "You will tread upon the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent." These are powerful images of overcoming things that are typically sources of fear. The lion represents open, obvious threats, while the serpent is often a symbol of hidden, sneaky dangers. The assurance here is that you can face both kinds of challenges, not just survive them, but triumph over them. In real life, this can inspire us to face our fears head-on, knowing that we have the power and support to overcome what once seemed impossible. The final lesson from Psalm 91 is the promise of God's personal involvement. The last verses say, "Because he loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for he acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble." This is a deeply personal assurance. Not only is protection offered, but presence as well. The promise is not just for protection from harm, but for companionship through every trial. Many people find comfort in the idea that they are not facing life's challenges alone. Whether it's a quiet moment of reflection, a prayer whispered in uncertainty, or a desperate plea for help, these words remind us that someone is listening and responding. Throughout history, countless individuals have turned to Psalm 91 in moments of crisis, soldiers on the battlefield, families during natural disasters, parents worried for their children. The language of the psalm, with its vivid images and clear promises, offers a blueprint for finding security and hope when everything else feels shaky. It acknowledges that life can be unpredictable and sometimes frightening, but insists that there is a source of protection and strength greater than any threat we might face. As we reflect on these 8 lessons, it becomes clear why Psalm 91 has remained relevant for so many generations. Its words speak to the universal human need for safety, reassurance, and hope. The images of shelter, the assurances against fear, the promises of resilience and support, all these themes have practical meaning in our daily lives. They encourage us to look beyond immediate circumstances and to build our sense of security on something enduring. Ultimately, the message of Psalm 91 is not about denying the reality of danger or difficulty. It's about finding a place of refuge and strength that enables us to move forward, no matter what we encounter. The lessons drawn from this powerful passage can help anyone seeking peace, courage, and a sense of being cared for in a world that sometimes feels uncertain. As we reflect on these 8 powerful lessons from Psalm 91, It's important to remember that this ancient text continues to speak to people today because its themes are universally relevant. The words provide comfort, hope, and a framework for navigating the uncertainties that life brings. Let's briefly revisit what we've learned and consider how these insights can be applied in practical, everyday situations. First, we saw that seeking shelter in a higher power gives us a sense of security that isn't tied to our current circumstances. For many, that means developing a regular routine of reflection, prayer, or meditation habits that create a safe mental and spiritual space, especially during stressful times. This can be as simple as setting aside a few moments each morning to pause, breathe deeply, and remind yourself that you are not facing challenges alone. These small rituals, inspired by the opening verses of Psalm 91, can anchor our minds and help us start each day with renewed resilience. Next, we explored the idea that divine protection is not about an absence of problems, but about having guidance and support through every difficulty. In real life, this means recognizing that setbacks and hardships are part of everyone's journey. Whether you're facing illness, job loss, or family struggles, Psalm 91 encourages us to look for the ways we are being supported, even if that support comes in unexpected forms. It might be a friend's encouraging words, a sudden solution to a problem, or simply an inner strength you didn't realize you had. This lesson teaches us to be attentive and grateful for those moments of aid and reassurance. Another key insight is the importance of trust. Trusting in divine care is not always easy, especially when outcomes are uncertain. But trust can be practiced and strengthened over time. Think of it like building a muscle. The more you choose to trust during uncertain times, the more natural it becomes. For example, when making a difficult decision, you might remind yourself of past experiences where things worked out, even if you couldn't see the path ahead at first. The lesson here is to cultivate a mindset that expects help and guidance, even when it's not immediately visible. We also learned about the power of affirmation, repeating words of faith and hope as a way to reinforce our beliefs. This isn't just a spiritual practice. It's supported by research in psychology, which shows that positive self-talk can reduce anxiety and improve focus. If you find yourself worrying or doubting, try repeating a favorite line from Psalm 91 or another phrase that brings you comfort. Over time, these words can reshape your outlook, making it easier to face challenges with confidence. Another lesson is recognizing the value of community and shared faith. Psalm 91 was written not just for individuals, but for a community seeking reassurance together. In our own lives, connecting with others through family, faith groups, or supportive friendships can multiply our sense of safety and hope. When we share our burdens and victories, we realize we're not alone. This sense of belonging can be a powerful shield against fear and isolation. The sixth lesson is about the endurance of hope. Psalm 91 doesn't promise a life free from hardship, but it does assure us that hope is always available. Maintaining hope, even in difficult times, can be as simple as focusing on what's going well, no matter how small. It might be a moment of laughter, a gesture of kindness, or progress toward a goal. By celebrating these small wins, we keep hope alive and maintain the motivation to keep moving forward. Another important takeaway is the invitation to personal responsibility. While the Psalm speaks of divine protection, it also encourages us to take wise action seeking shelter, making choices that promote safety, and using our resources wisely. In daily life, this might mean following health guidelines, reaching out for help when needed, or planning for the future. Divine care and personal responsibility go hand in hand, each reinforcing the other. Finally, the last lesson is about peace, a deep sense of calm that comes from knowing we are cared for, even when life is unpredictable. This peace isn't the absence of problems, but the presence of confidence and assurance. You might notice this peace when you're able to stay calm during a stressful event, or when you feel a quiet strength as you face something new. Practicing gratitude, maintaining healthy routines, and staying connected to supportive people all help nurture this peaceful state of mind. As we wrap up, remember that the timeless wisdom of Psalm 91 can be a source of practical guidance and encouragement, no matter your background or beliefs. You don't have to memorize the entire psalm or follow a specific tradition to benefit from its insights. Simply reflecting on these lessons and finding ways to apply them in your own life can make a meaningful difference. The next time you encounter uncertainty or fear, think back to these 8 lessons. Consider how you might draw strength from the idea of shelter, protection, trust, affirmation, community, hope, responsibility, and peace. Even small steps like reaching out for support, repeating words of encouragement, or taking a moment to reflect can help you find your footing during challenging times. If you found these lessons helpful or inspiring, subscribe for more juicy content. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more content like this. We're here to explore more wisdom, practical tips, and encouragement for your journey. Thank you for watching, and may you continue to find protection, peace, and strength in your own life.